Hello, everybody. This week we are going to be talking about why only some are great. Why only some are great. Look at the world. This is a huge world. We have billions of people living on the earth. But, sobering question, sobering question. Why only some are great? This is sobering. Sobering. Why only some are great? Well, it's all about choices. Number one decision, number one reason why only some are great and most of others are just biomasses, mediocres, just gray masses. The reason is because of our decisions. Some people decide to struggle and to fight in life. Because they decide to fight, they win. While some fight, some others want to avoid struggles, want to avoid paying the price. And they are just ordinary, mediocres. One major reason between the great and the failures in life is the fact that the great and the successful people in life are always doing what they don't like to do. I mean, what is not easy to do. They make the uneasy choices. What is not convenient for them to do, they know that they must wake up in the morning. They wake up in the morning, even though they don't like to wake up in the morning, even though it's not convenient for them to wake up in the morning. But because it's needed, it must be done, they do it. Many people don't, the successful people, they study well, they struggle in life, even though it's not easy to struggle and study and, stay up at night and be the best. But because they really want to be successful, they pay the price. But most other people, they don't want to pay such a price. They don't want to wake up so early in the morning. They don't want to struggle and stay up night to study. That's why only few are great. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. God bless. Hello, everybody. We are talking this week about why only a few, why only some are great. That's one of the reasons that I used to think about when I was growing up as a young lad in Africa. I used to think that it's all about luck. Some people are lucky, or it's all about destiny or fate. That some people are created to be great, some people are created not to be, just to be ordinary people. That is just destiny. This is just about fate. No, it is not. It is more about choice, and that's what we spoke about yesterday. Choice is important, plays a huge role in who we become. Another reason that makes some great and others not so great is because of the changes that we are willing or unwilling to go through. The people who become great in life, the people who become successful in life, are people who are willing to undergo certain changes in their lives, who are willing to pay the price of change. Like, for example, I remember when I just came from Africa. I'm a pastor, by the way. I pastor here in Russia, in Kiev, Ukraine. And when I came first, I was, I was a student, but being a Christian, I was full of the passion to share the gospel and, with people and share my faith and really help the non-Christian Russians to be converted and other Europeans that were studying with me in the university. But you know what I discovered? I was not effective. And the reason nobody was, of course, I was effective with the blacks, with the Africans like me, people who have African background, and they were able to follow me. But the people of European descent, they were not following me too much. And the reason was that I thought they needed to change, but really I needed to change because I was living in a European country. I had my own mindset, my own cultural upbringing. I needed to change the way I speak. I needed to change the way I communicate. I needed to change my way of presentation. I needed to do a lot of things differently. And today, I lead a majorly white and Caucasian congregation, followership all over the world. The willingness to change gave me more reward than when I was not willing to change. In the first 4 years, when I couldn't pay the price of change, I had just a few black people following me. But after paying the price of change, it's a huge difference, a huge difference. So why some are great and why some are not? The changes we are willing to go through. God bless. Hello, everybody. We are talking this week about why only some are great. Why only some are great. So, what happened to the others? In this whole big world of billions of people, why only some people are great? It's sometimes very annoying, especially when you come from a developing country and especially when you go to Africa and Asia and see all kind of suffering and ignorance that are reigning. Well, one of the reasons why people only some are great is because not too many people are willing to go through the trials and face the challenges of life and overcome them. Many people, when they face challenges in life, they just cry and weep and complain and and wait for help. But in the real sense, there are no victories without battles. If you don't fight, if you are not willing to fight and go through trials and go through tests and go through troubles and overcome troubles, then you are really not willing to win in life. You are not really willing to be great in life. There is no greatness without perseverance. There is no greatness without overcoming of challenges. So the greatness of a man is determined by the amount of troubles and challenges he has been able to overcome. The greatness of a man is determined by the amount of troubles and challenges he has been able to overcome. How much challenges and troubles and adversaries are we ready to confront and to overcome? Many people avoid challenges. Many people run away from troubles. Many people run away from problems. As long as you are running away from problems, you are not really going to be great in this world. That is the path to greatness. People who run away from trouble, who run away from challenges, they don't amount to anything. Jesus could have avoided the cross. He could have run away from that cross. But he didn't run away from the cross. He went to face the cross. And because of that today, every knee bows before him and every mouth confesses that he is Lord. God bless. Hello, everybody. This week we are talking about why only some are great. It's annoying when you look around you and you see so much suffering and you see so many needy people and only a few are great. And you say there is a reason for that. Life is not just a bunch of accidents. No, if there is a cause, if there is an effect, there is a cause. So it's cause and effect. Cause and effect. If there is something that is obtained that we see around us that is happening, must be a reason for it. There must be a reason for it. And one of the reasons why only some are great in this world is because of the weaknesses that we are willing to fight. The weaknesses, our own weaknesses that we're willing to fight. Now, there are some people who are not willing to confront their weaknesses. Because they are not willing to confront their weaknesses, they just admit it. They just tolerate it. And whatever you tolerate overcomes you, overwhelms you, and rules over you. You become a servant and a slave of whatsoever you tolerate. So the willingness to confront our weaknesses and the weaknesses that we are able to overcome define who we become in life. So the great people in this life, the successful people in this life are people who are willing to open their eyes, to look themselves in the mirror, to point out their weaknesses, to fight those weaknesses, to amend and change and work on their weaknesses, turn those weaknesses into their strength, and the more they are successful in doing that, the greater they become in life. But the ones who are not willing to confront their weaknesses, to fight their weaknesses, to strengthen their weaknesses, to turn their weaknesses to their strength, they are the ones who just become the mediocres. So for greatness is also defined by the weaknesses you are willing to confront. Your weaknesses you are willing to confront. You have to overcome as much weaknesses as possible. We all have a whole lot of weaknesses in our character, in our lifestyle. But the more weaknesses you overcome, the greater you become in life. God bless. Hello, everybody. This week we are talking about why only some are great. Well, one of the reasons why only some are great is something that is it's painful. It's painful, but if you don't overcome those painful things, you will not really become great in this life. Well, greatness is determined by the amount of offenses, insults you are willing to either forgive or overlook. You are going to be offended a lot of times. Oh my, I bet you that one. And you are going to be insulted so many, countless number of times. People are going to offend you. People are going to accuse you falsely. People are going to come against you. People are going to, ridicule you. People are going to libel you. People are going to make scandals about you. But if you get offended, you become a failure. If you allow yourself to be offended, you will become caught in the cobweb of anger, resentment, hatred, and depression. That will bring not just failure, it will bring death and destruction to you. So the great people in this life are the people who go through all the offenses and close their eyes to them. The great people in this life are people who endure all the insults that have been thrown at them and are able to close their eyes at those insults and move on. That's why Jesus, one of the greatest lessons and teachings that Jesus brought is the lesson about forgiveness. Forgive your enemies. Even in the Lord's Prayer, forgive your enemy. God gave us the grace to forgive our enemies, even as you forgive us our trespasses. We all offend people. If you are not willing to forgive offense, to overlook offenses, and to overlook injustices, you will live in bitterness, and that bitterness will hinder you, it will stop you from your progress, and it will make you to become a ridiculous failure in life. So to be great, it depends, your greatness depends on the amount of insults, offenses you are willing to overlook and move on with your life and with God's purposes for your life. God bless, my friend. Hello, everybody. Why are some great and only few are great? Only some are great. Well, what about the others? Well, there are factors that are responsible for greatness, my friend. And one of the factors responsible for greatness is attitude. Attitude. It's not about what happens to you, it's how you respond to what happens to you. What is your reaction to the challenges that you face? How do you react to what people do for you or against you? What is your reaction in life? Reactions of great people is always creative and positive. But reactions of people, negative people, is condemning others, seeking fault in others, and finding ways to pity themselves. Great people never pity themselves. Great people never sit down and say, everybody is unfair to me. Well, everybody is so bad. I am such unfortunate. Well, things are not so, I am this, I'm that. No, great people don't focus on themselves. Great people don't just think about themselves. Great people become great because they know that for anybody to be great in life, you need to live for something greater than yourself. They go and the mission and the purpose for which they live is much more greater than themselves, and they put it greater than themselves. So because they put it far ahead of themselves, they sacrifice themselves, their comfort, to be able to reach and be able to attain the goal in front of them. Attitude is responsible. Attitude matters. If you see something is not possible, some people say, well, it's not possible, I cannot do anything about it. But people with the right attitude, great people say, well, If it looks impossible, it means I must find a way to resolve it. The more challenges, the more the greatness. Right attitude. How do you respond to challenges? How do you respond to trials? How do you respond to offense? How do you respond to injustice? How do you respond to the good people do to you? How do you respond to the bad people do to you? What is your attitude to life, to attitude to people, attitude to challenges? These things determine how great you become in life. God bless. Hello, everybody. Today's the last day that we're talking about why only some are great. Yeah, well, you know what? Uh, Great people are people of excellence. Great people don't just do something just to put a mark, and just to go by. Great people don't cut. They don't go for shortcuts. They don't cut ways. They don't go for deception. They don't try to create an impression. Great people are people of excellence. They want to, great people become great. They give all their best. They give all they have to whatsoever they have. I mean, they do. They do their best in everything. They don't just do things halfway. They don't just do things 80%, 90%. They do overwhelmingly more than is required of them. So great people are men of excellence. That's why they become great. But the mediocres, they just want to get by. They just want to put a pass mark. They just want to, do the minimum that is required. But great people are people who do far more than what is required. That's why they become great. So great people are workaholics. They work their hearts out. They work themselves out of the job. I mean, they make themselves, they sacrifice themselves basically to be able to get to where they're going to. But you know what ordinary people do? They avoid hard work. They try to deceive and try to say, well, I cannot do this, I am sick, I'm this. That's why they don't become great. Great people are people who are competing with themselves. People who become great, they want to expunge themselves. They want to, to totally release themselves, to be able to draw themselves empty. They want to pour themselves out. They want to do their best and more than they could do, more than their best. That's why people become great. And people who just do the minimum and the least required, and the people who only do what is required of them, I'm sorry, they don't really amount to much in this life. Become a man of excellence. Become a workaholic. Become somebody who goes beyond the boundary. Become a man of extra miles, and greatness shall be yours.